What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. Man, oh man, the conclusion of the 2022 first round of the 2022 NFL draft in the first round. The conclusion has come, and I can't even speak right now. I'm in so much excitement. The New York Giants drafted just the dream scenario for this team. I said this multiple times that the dream scenario in this draft was to come out with one of the top tackles and Kayvon Thibodeaux. And not only one of the top tackles, the top tackle, in my opinion, in Evan Neal. Okay, both of these players were considered potential number one overall picks just a couple of months ago. Okay, in the early draft process, right after the 2021 NFL draft, who were the main guys mentioned? As Kush mentioned in our draft, who were the main guys mentioned, last year at the end of the 2021 NFL draft? It was Evan Neal, the offensive tackle, the Bama boy, and it was Kayvon Thibodeaux, the number one star-studded pass rusher in the 2022 NFL draft, before Aiden Hutchinson had his phenomenal year and eventually rose to fame and eventually been the second overall pick in the draft. Okay, it was Evan Neal, and it was Kayvon Thibodeaux. And this is exactly why I said the New York Giants should have stayed at 5 and 7, because show me in NFL history where an NFL team had two top 10 picks. Okay, it's not common at all. So you would not want to trade that pick at all. And move down the 15, 16, 17 around there, then pick some other, mid-first round talent, right? You want top 10 talent in every draft. In every draft, you want to come out of there with top 10 talent. Teams that are drafting outside the top 10, the bottom of the first round, they're all hoping for blue chip prospects wherever they're picking. The Giants have a chance to do that with two top 10 picks. That's why I said they should have stayed. And Joe Schoen absolutely freaking killed it. Now, these were the most obvious picks to make, right? These were the most obvious picks to make. Kayvon Thibodeaux and Evan Neal. If they were available, you make those picks. But they did it. They did exactly that. So far, the New York Giants have had probably one of the best drafts so far, right? I'd probably have to rank, the Jets had a really good draft. But as far as the Giants and where they didn't need to trade any of their picks, right? They didn't need to trade up, right? They got really good value where they were at. I still think the Giants came out with the best draft so far. Philadelphia had a great night by getting A.J. Brown. The Jets had a really good night as well, really good draft by getting Sauce, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson. Yeah, a lot of teams did their thing out there, man. A lot of teams did their thing. So I'm extremely excited, man. Extremely excited for Kayvon and Evan Neal there. So we got our right tackle. We got our edge rusher. So now we move on to the second round, and guys like Lewis Cine are off the board, right, at safety. Linderbaum's off the board. He was a possible guy. Devin Lloyd is off the board. Now, a guy that I'm looking for, get this, a guy that I'm looking at 36 is Malik Willis. I know. A lot of people are saying, Kid Blue, Malik Willis, you didn't want Malik Willis. The reason why I didn't want Malik Willis in the draft, in the first round rather, was because I didn't want this new regime to tie themselves to a developmental quarterback when we are in no position to sustain said quarterback that needs to develop. But at 36 in the second round, you don't need to tie yourself. You're not so committed to that quarterback as you are a top 10 quarterback like a Daniel Jones was, where this team was very committed to him. It's hard to move on from a quarterback like that. And it's hard to keep your job if that quarterback does not succeed. Malik Willis, on the other hand, if you can potentially keep your job, you can potentially move on and recover from a failed second-round quarterback much easier than you can a top 10 first-round quarterback that doesn't succeed. So, looking into the second round, I'm definitely looking at, Malik Willis, maybe a receiver, George Pickens, maybe on the horizon for the Giants. Christian Watson as well, the 6'4", 4'3", 40-yard dash receiver. Roger McCreary, maybe Kyler Gordon, and those are guys I'm really not really interested in too much, although we do need corners. I'm not really infatuated with those guys. Khair Elam's off the board. So there's a lot of things that this team can do in the second round. Not a lot of interior linemen either, so that's probably not a position you may want to lean towards. Nakobe Dean is still available. A lot of people knew that he would drop into the second round. He was on my top 5 players to drop into the second round, so he's a second round guy. So there are a lot of different positions that the Giants can go here. Depending on what they really prioritize. I'm looking at Malik. I'm definitely looking at Malik Willis, man. I really am. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. But back on to Kayvon and back on to Kayvon and Evan Neal, man. Now I thought Evan Neal would be chosen first, but with the Giants in their position that they were in, the Giants were in a position to draft any of the tackles available. I didn't think that was a possibility. I didn't think Evan Neal, Ikem Ekwonu, and Charles Cross were going to be available at 5 and 7. Well, not and 7 because Carolina chose Ikem. But 7, having Evan Neal available at 7 is something I did not envision happening at all. Like, I thought the earliest he can go was 1, and then the latest he was probably going to go was at 6, the latest at 6, if the Giants did not go Evan Neal at 5. 5 was probably the possible latest. 6 was like stretching it, right? And then Kayvon Thibodeaux, I kind of knew he might have been available just because of recent draft talk. You know, a lot of teams, a lot of people mocked Kayvon Thibodeaux to reach past Carolina and eventually, you know, be drafted. I seen him go as low as Seattle at number 9. But, you know, I really seen Kayvon go really high early in the draft process, as everybody did. He was a potential number 1 overall pick, you know, just a couple of months ago. So, like I said, the fact that the Giants came out of this draft with 2 of the top 5 players in this draft, in my honest opinion, 2 of the top 5 players in this draft, I'm extremely excited, extremely, I guess, looking forward to this upcoming season and the seasons after that. So join me next and tomorrow, guys, for the second round and the third round, day 2 of the draft on this channel. Hopefully, I'm dealing with some connection issues. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. Don't know what's going on at all. But I'll keep you guys updated on Twitter. But the New York Giants drafted Kayvon Thibodeaux and Evan Neal. Hell yes, A+ so far for the New York Giants. That being said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new. And I'll see you guys in the next video.